Good morning everyone. It is an absolutely beautiful day today. Apparently this is going to be the hottest day of the year so far in England. In fact, I've read that we're hotter here today than it is in Barcelona, so I'm going to make the most of it. And since I've decided now that YouTube is my job, my work, my full-time pastime, now that I'm retired, I want to get out and do some vlogging. But I also wanted to share with you on this video what's in my camera bag, basically. What do I use for vlogging? Because I have to tell you, I've been doing YouTube now for 3 years, probably a little bit more than 3 years, and I have bought so much stuff that I never use. And actually my vlogging equipment is pretty minimal now. This bit I am actually recording on the rear camera of my iPhone 15 Pro, but it's not the camera that I use most of the time. The only reason I'm using it now is because the camera that I would normally use is in a bag in the back of the car, because I've just dropped my granddaughter off at school and she was sat on the passenger seat. So my main camera is in the back seat. I've just parked up. I haven't had any breakfast. I haven't even had a drink yet this morning. So I'm going to go and grab some breakfast and a cup of tea in a cafe. I've come to the beautiful town of Stamford in South Lincolnshire. I'm going to have a wander around the town, and then I'm going to try and get out for a walk along the river. And yeah, come with me and I'll chat to you as we go about what the kit is that I am using. I'll see you in a moment. Whatever you do, if you're recording on your phone, or any camera really, make sure you clean the lens regularly, especially your phone, because you'll be amazed how often you enter fingerprints and things that just distort the picture. So I've literally just got my tiny little DJii Osmo Pocket 3 on a tiny little tripod there, and I'm using that to film myself. It's quite discreet, so people don't really notice it, to be honest. It doesn't look much like a camera, it looks more like a little robot. But the truth is, if you're ever out vlogging and you do have somebody tell you you're doing something wrong, the law in the UK is quite clear on this. There is no automatic right to privacy in public. So if you're vlogging in public and people happen to be in your video, they have no automatic right to privacy. And I think it's something that puts a lot of people off. Now, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but certainly in the UK, the law is very clear. And if you're not, if you ever get stuck, just do a Google search for West Yorkshire Police right to privacy, photographing in public, and it brings up a really good, very clear article on the law in the UK. I'll link the webpage below just in case you're worried. So that was nice. That was a bit of a treat breakfast. I think I best do a lot of steps today to get rid of those 2 pastries. So at the minute I'm videoing on the Osmo Pocket 3, and this is my preferred camera. It's the one that I find easiest to use. I don't think you need it. I think you can do just as well with your phone. What I like about having a separate camera though is that if my phone goes off, if somebody calls me, or if I want to check something, my phone is free. I also think, because people don't really know what this is, when I'm holding this camera, because the screen is looking at me all of the time, regardless of where the lens is looking, it's almost like people don't really notice what it is I'm doing, or it just doesn't seem to draw as much attention. And I've got a number of different tripod options. The one I'm using today is very, very small, because although I've got a big bag with me, One of the things I'm trying to do is get rid of walking around with a big rucksack on my back, which I have done when I've been videoing for a long time. I'm trying to, I guess like everything else in my life, minimalise, and that means the amount of kit I carry around as well. So I'm going to, as I say, go for a walk, have a quick look around Stamford, do a little bit of, I'll take a few bits of footage of this beautiful town. It's a proper old English traditional market town. It's very beautiful, lots of gorgeous architecture, and it's got about 5 churches I think, and they're all beautiful. So I'll take a bit of footage to show you, and then yeah, we'll sit down somewhere and I'll go through what's in my bag. Here's a little tip for you though. If you are going to record with your phone, just be careful that you don't get your finger over the lens. It's so easy to do. It's also quite tricky holding your phone like this. A brilliant way to hold it is with the camera lens away from you. If you're holding it in your right hand, it'll be on the left hand side, and you put your phone into the heel of your hand, sort of into the palm of your hand there, and just wrap your thumb and your finger around. And actually, if you put those 2 fingers, which I sometimes do, like this, I hope this will catch it, you're kind of holding it there, but it's in the heel of your hand, so it's very secure. And then you've got your thumb that you can use to press the record button, or you've got your other hand of course. But it means that you can carry this phone around like this all day. Well, I say all day, your hand might cramp up a little bit if you're holding it too tightly, but you're very unlikely to drop it. You can hold it everywhere, you've got really good control, it's not shaky, and you can just use your thumb to activate the buttons very, very easily. So it's a really good way to hold your phone. So yes, from here you can literally do everything with your thumb, and it's very secure. Great way to hold your phone. The other thing that I've got on mine is just a little sort of pop out. It's a stand, I guess, really, but I tend to put 2 fingers through there and then hold it like that, so it's even more secure, so I don't drop it, and that works really well. It works really well if you're vlogging as well. So if I switch around and use the front camera, which I don't use very often because I tend to find when I then edit I have to reverse it to make it look right, otherwise everything's back to front. But sometimes it's just easier, you know, if you want to be able to frame yourself, and the majority of modern cameras these days have pretty good front-facing cameras, so it wouldn't be my first choice, but there are times when I use it. And literally when you've got your little sort of hooks, your hoop, I don't know what to call it really, this little piece on the back of the phone case, it's very secure, and you can just talk into your camera either like that, or you can turn it around to do vertical if you prefer, if you're doing stuff for Instagram or whatever. So there you go. Right, let's crack on and see some more of this beautiful town. This is one of the other things I love about the DJii, especially with this tiny little tripod. You can put it pretty much anywhere. This camera is perched on top of this, I don't know what it is, this wall that tells you about the Roman ford. If I double tap on the screen, oops, on my face, active track is enabled. So when I move away, I can actually walk and it will follow me. So if I want to record myself walking and I don't have anybody else here with me to film for me, I can set active track. And hopefully, hey, it's still following me. But the beauty is, because I can mount it pretty much anywhere, it's still pretty stable. So what I've done here, I've got the tripod at an angle on this wall, but because I've got the camera tilted slightly backwards, it counterbalances itself, and it's very, very secure. Just walked into a man, not literally, in a pair of very small Speedos, taking a little dip in the Welland. But it's a bit fresh. I mean, the weather's nice today, but I bet the water's a bit fresh. He's braver than I am. Didn't filming him. I didn't think that would be very fair, despite the fact that there's no right to privacy if you're filming in public, from somebody filming in public. But I think you still have to be respectful. Anyway, getting back to this. So in the bag, you've got this little extender that has a little screw in the bottom, so you can put a tripod on there. If you just use the DJI Pocket on its own without any of the accessories, it's got a USB-C port in the bottom for charging it or for transferring footage. So you need, if you want to use a tripod, a little extender, and this comes with the basic DJI. So if you just buy the DJI on its own, you get the camera and this little piece and the cord, the USB-C cable to charge it and transfer data. But if you buy the creator kit, which is what I bought, you do get also a spare battery, an extender battery, and you can take this one off. It just has a little button on the front that you press and it releases this sort of clips on either side. And then you've got a second battery, and with the second battery on it, actually I quite like it because it gives you a bit more to hold, and also it means that it extends the life of the battery by double. You know, I can film on this pretty much all day and not have to recharge it. And again, it's got the screw in the bottom if you want to put a tripod on, which is what I usually do. And what have I done with that little tripod? There we go. So this is the one I'm using today. It's actually off a USB microphone, but it's got the normal, I don't know what size that is. I know I probably should get technical, but it's got the little screw on the top, and that literally just screws into the bottom there. And again, I've got a nice little selfie set up, or I can put it down if I want to do some static filming. This little tripod is pretty good because it's only got small legs, but it's really quite stable. I'm hoping you can still see that and you're not out of frame. But yes, this little tripod is great, and the beauty of this is it's so small, it fits in my bag, and I'm going to talk about the bag in a minute because that's quite an important part of my new regime. So as I say, the creator kit comes with the DJI Mic 2, which is a great little microphone. It comes with a little dead cat or the sound deadener on the top. This just comes off if it's not a windy day. Now I'm not actually using this one at the minute, although this is the one I use most of the time. Today I'm actually using a new one which is called the Mic Mini, and I'll show you that in a second as well. But this is the camera I use, and what I love about it is it's got this built-in gimbal, which means that when you're using it, if you're walking, it keeps it nice and steady. And as I said earlier, because it doesn't really look like a camera, unless people know what it is, they don't recognise it as a camera, so you're less likely to get bothered by somebody going, I don't want you to film me. You still get that, but as I said earlier, you've every right, as long as you're not right in their face and feel, they're not feeling intimidated by you, and as long as there is no criminal intent behind what it is you're videoing, then you have no reason to not film in public. What I also like, it has this flip screen, so you can video vertically if you're doing things like shorts or Instagram reels, or you can turn it and you can have your normal landscape. So if I turn it on, just with this orange button here, I need to come out of it before I go in. Exit. Oh, that's been recording all that time. You can change the direction of the camera just by triple clicking this little joystick here. So if I go 1, 2, 3, it automatically turns and faces the other way. So even if you're recording sort of like with your phone, if you're in selfie mode, it's not such a good quality video, but you can see yourself. If you turn it around onto the main camera, you can't see yourself. With the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, you just turn the lens around, you can still see the screen, which is great. So if I'm vlogging and I'm talking to camera, I have the lens looking at me. I'm just going to record now, hello. Or if I want to video what's going on in front of me, sort of a POV type video, I literally just click the joystick 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and it turns it around, and now it's looking the other way. And also, because the gimbal's there, I'm not going to go into settings on this. I might do a video on the settings that I use another time. What I would say is keep it on automatic. I've tried doing all sorts, but just stay on auto. The only thing I would probably do is reduce the exposure, because it overexposes a little bit, but that is for another video. But it's such an easy camera to use. If you're not familiar with cameras, but you're wanting something that is going to free up your mobile phone so you don't have to use that, I genuinely think the Osmo Pocket 3 is a great choice for somebody who's not tech savvy, somebody who's not camera savvy. It's a great little choice. So, okay, that is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Let me tell you why I'm not using the main microphone. When Mark and I vlog for our other channel, we both need microphones, and I've actually got another set of microphones from DJI that aren't, well, they are, you can get them to work with the Osmo Pocket 3, but they're a little bit more difficult. This one basically links directly to the camera, so the DJI Mic 2 that you get with the Creator Combo on the DJI Pocket 3 links directly. So there's no real setting up, it just, you turn it on and it's there. But it only comes with one, and I wanted a microphone for me and also one for Mark when we're vlogging. And I was going to buy another DJI Mic 2, but they are quite big and quite clunky, they're quite chunky. So instead I went for a DJI Mic Mini. Now this is what I've got at the moment, and the sound's going to go a bit funny while I show you this, but it's just magnetized onto my top, but that is it. It's so tiny, and it has a clip, so you can clip it if you wanted to. Just, you can clip it onto your clothes, and it is much smaller, but I tend to use it with the magnet. Now I do realise that as I'm handling this, the audio is probably going a bit wobbly, so forgive me. But if you look at the difference, look at the difference in size. And it also comes with a little grey dead cat and a little black dead cat. So that's very inconspicuous. Right, I'm going to put this back on, so hopefully the volume will get better and more stable. I like to put it inside. I like to put it inside and just have the magnet showing. So that doesn't come with the combination, with the Pocket 3 combo kit. I bought that separately. It was only £49, and it does come with its own teeny tiny little charging stand. Again, just a USB-C there for that one. And that is my absolute camera of choice. And what I really love about it is that I don't need to take all of this with me. Generally speaking, all I do is I have the case, there's a hard case The Pocket 3 is a little, just a little bit delicate. I wouldn't want to throw it around. It's not an action camera, and it could break quite easily, but it comes with this hard case, and that means that video off first. But if I just turn the screen, it automatically turns off. The gimbal corrects itself, so it tucks itself away, and then you can just put the hard case over it like that, and it stays quite safe. And that's not normally all I take out. If I'm carrying it, I will normally take the little tripod off, and that fits in my pocket, or it fits in my little bum bag. Now in America I think they might call these fanny packs, but that has a completely different meaning in the UK. So I can just pop it in there, and that's all I need to take out with me. I've got my microphone already here, that is it. So that's my normal day-to-day kit. By the way, sadly, I am not sponsored by DJii. I just really like DJii stuff. Who knows, maybe one day I might get lucky enough to get sponsored by them. So yeah, just to recap then, DJii Osmo Pocket 3 with the Creator Combo and the DJii Mic Mini. That's what I use for most of my vlogging, in combination with my iPhone. It's a 15 Pro, but to be honest, I think I've seen people make pretty good videos with quite old iPhones, so it doesn't have to be, mine isn't the most newest? Mine isn't the newest or the most new, but it does the job perfectly well. The mobile phone cameras are so good. As I say, the only reason I don't tend to use that one most of the time is because, like before, the alarm went off on it to tell me my parking was up, and it interrupted the video, and you don't really want that. And if somebody calls me, it interrupts and all the rest of it. But I do use it quite a lot as a backup or for B-roll. Now, in case you don't know, A-roll, this is A-roll, me talking to the camera. B-roll are the sort of supplementary footage, the video that you put over the top of your A-roll. And it does get a little bit confusing sometimes, because some B-roll where you're not talking can actually be your A-roll footage, but let's not go there. Let's keep it nice and simple. In basic terms, when I'm talking to camera like this and you can see me, that's my A-roll, and anything that's sort of supplementary, maybe landscape shots or the obligatory ducks that I always seem to have in my vlogs, that's B-roll, and I will quite often do B-roll on my camera. So the other thing that I've got in my bag that I sometimes use is a GoPro. Now, I think if I knew now what I knew then when I bought this, I'd probably go for the DJI Osmo Action 5, I think it is. I can't remember which model it is, but I'd go for the latest DJI action camera, only because it kind of keeps everything within the DJI ecosystem. But I bought this one a few years ago. It's a GoPro Hero 9. The reason I like the GoPro is because look how tiny that is. It is so tiny, and it's waterproof as well. So the one problem with the DJI Osmo is if it's very bad weather, not that I particularly like vlogging in bad weather, but if it is very wet I can't use it. Also, I love the GoPro or an action camera. I wouldn't necessarily say go for a GoPro. I would definitely say if you have a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, probably go for a DJI. If you have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, probably go for a DJI action camera. I haven't used them, but knowing how good DJI are, I can't imagine they're not good. Helicopter going over. So yeah, the reason I like the GoPro or an action camera is because I can be a little bit more rough with it, I guess. So if I want to take a bit of footage that I think might go a bit wrong, the camera might fall or I might drop it or it might get soaking wet, that's when I would use the GoPro. I did used to vlog with this when I first got it because it is so tiny, and it has got I think from the GoPro 9 onwards you got this, oh, I've got a fly on me, you get this front facing camera so you can see yourself and frame yourself. I think the earlier ones didn't have that, but it is quite a neat little camera to vlog with. I'd almost say if you're likely to be doing a lot of stuff where you might want to go swimming, or if you're, you know, at the beach or anything like that where your camera is likely to get wet, and it's a toss-up between whether you go for the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 or an action camera. I'd probably go for the action camera because I think it's a little bit more versatile. I don't think it's as easy to use, not necessarily in sort of functionality, but just a few things like the battery life on this. Even though I've bought additional batteries, they don't last as long. They don't last anywhere near as long. I probably get about 45 minutes of recording from the normal battery, and maybe 85 minutes from the extended battery. When I bought the GoPro, it came with one battery, if I remember rightly, and I bought an additional pack of 3 batteries with a little charger. But this is kind of, as I say, it's a good backup camera. What I really like about it though is when you're vlogging, it has a nice wide lens, so you don't have to hold it too far away from you. That is one of the problems with the DJI Pocket 3. It can sometimes feel a little bit close. When you buy the DJI, the Pocket 3, certainly with a combo kit, I don't know if you get it with the standard camera, but you do get a wide-angled lens, but it doesn't make it that much wider, to be honest. Whereas the GoPro, when you're vlogging with it, because it's an action camera, everything's very wide. You do get this lovely wide angled, so you're not having to hold the camera too far away. I don't think the battery is charged in this, otherwise I would probably be able to show you a bit of footage with it. So as you can see, if I wasn't careful, I would carry an awful lot of stuff about. Now what I haven't brought out today is my Nikon camera, which is a small mirrorless camera designed for vlogging, but it's really quite heavy to hold, and it's the body, you need to add extra lenses onto it, which is great, but it's not user friendly. And even though it's sold as being one of the more simple cameras to use, I still find it quite difficult. I certainly don't use it on manual. I've tried, and I'm just not a good enough photographer or videographer to really understand the settings, so I tend to leave it on auto everything, but I never really get the look that I want, and I don't have that problem with the Osmo Pocket 3. I just find it very easy to use. So talking about bags, this is the bag that I nearly always carry around. It's quite a big rucksack, gets quite heavy by the time I put all my stuff in it, because I do have a kind of a just in case kind of mentality when it comes to filming. I'm like, I'll take the DJI mics just in case this one fails, and I'll take the GoPro just in case it rains. So I end up with with loads of stuff, which is heavy heavy and cumbersome. And what I'm trying to do is minimize everything. So what I've started doing, as I say, I bought this little bum bag type thing, and pretty much the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, the tripod, even with the case on, everything fits in here. It all goes into this big pocket here, and then this little front one, this one here, is an absolute perfect size for my iPhone. And the other thing is, I tend to wear it rather than sort of around my waist. What I will tend to do is wear it almost sort of as a cross the front of my body, so I feel like everything is secure and close to me, and I can easily get to my phone. I've got space at the front here. I've actually got a little USB-C cord in there, but also if I wanted to just keep a few coins in there, I tend to use my phone or my watch if I'm paying for anything, so I don't need to carry a wallet or a purse. And it's got loads of little pockets. It was £4.99. It was very cheap, but it's proved to be a really good little, oh, I bet I'm making a lot of noise with my microphone, a really good bit of kit. So that's what I tend to take out with me now. And it also means if I do want to take more, if I want to take my backpack with everything in it, I can have this at the front, so everything that I need easily to hand is here, and then I can have my backpack on my back with the stuff that my just in case stuff if I do want to take it, but I'm not tied to it. I hope that makes sense. I guess to summarise, what I would say is, don't overthink it. Don't do what I do. Don't spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if probably into thousands of pounds on kit, on gear. You really don't need it. If you're starting from the very scratch, use your phone. Use your phone. Even the iPhones now, the built-in microphone, unless you're kind of at a distance from the phone, it's still going to be good. And if you use a good piece of editing software, something like CapCut, which is free, but if you upgrade to the premium version, it's not expensive. You can adjust your audio while you're editing to lift the audio if you need to. So get started with what you've got. What I tended to do in the beginning was use gear as an excuse for not putting content out there. I can't do it because I don't have a nice blurry background. You don't need a nice blurry background, you just need to film. I can't film because I haven't got a decent microphone. You do, just make sure that you're close enough so you can hear yourself. There's no excuses really. I wouldn't bother buying a mirrorless camera. Hello little duck. I wouldn't bother buying a mirrorless camera unless you're willing to do what it takes to learn how to use it properly. You don't need to. For most of us, I think a simple camera like the DJI Pocket 3 is going to be a really good option because it's simple to use. There are endless tutorials on YouTube. What I would say is don't get hung up on all the fancy settings and trying to put it in manual and figure it all out. Just leave it in auto. It's designed to do the job for vlogging, and it does it really well. So yeah, don't get too hung up on it. Anyway, I'm going to carry on with my walk. I'm going to pack everything away into this bag that I did bring out just for you, that I'm not going to be bringing out with me in the future if I can help it. And I will talk to you all again soon. Take care.